thought. But now I can't even find the remote. There it is. Let's see.
All right, got it. Everyone had a chance to sign it. So everyone had a chance to look at the minutes from November. I'll make a motion to approve the November 10th.
Very well. That's Jeff not here, but then Jeff making a motion at the end.
Oh, at the very end, at where?
Oh, did I? Okay.
Yep, okay.
It goes for Jeff.
Oh, yeah, say count now.
Terry wrote seconded. So I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes with that amendment at the end.
I second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Vote on 2026 salary ordinance.
And it's just what you guys told me, if you want to pass it around and look at it.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 salary ordinance.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay. Authorize the clerk to transfer amounts between line items, but inside the same category to balance line items. To pay all regular bills before year end and to request email approval for bills over $1,000 that are not ordinary monthly bills. Utility bills and regular monthly bills are pre-approved per prior resolution.
And let's see, back out the record, I'm gonna carry the bag. I'm probably. We're gonna see. Send it all to you later. We are over on the 300s. We need to take 200 out of, we need to add 200 to postage. We need to take 200 out of travel. We need to take 400 out of publication of legal notices. Insurance was horrendously off because it came in at 19,000. We thought it was going to be 15, so it was awful. And so we need 6,000 there. Electricity, we've got, I'm going to take 125 from it. Repairs and maintenance, I'm going to take 3,000 from it. Town hall repairs, I'm going to take 600. Park rent, park water went up by $25, so I need $25 there. Other services, we're going to take 3,000 out. And dues, I think we ended up getting them kind of stacked up in the same year instead of some in the next year. So we are under on dues. And I needed to add 2,000 there. And I need to, I've got 900 I can take out of cell phone. So that balances out the 3,000s or 300 accounts. And that's all I needed. I just needed to balance. Everything else looks okay. And comes in, and I can send this to everybody later, but basically it's just moving around inside the 300s and we'll just make sure approval doesn't take anything special. Most of it is the insurance that everything else will couple of them roll over the line there, but insurance was quite an issue to scoop money from everything else where I had any extra and put it over the insurance.
Gotcha.
Make a motion to approve the moving the money inside the 300.
And then I will send everybody that.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Approval of claims for November, December.
To approve the November, December, 2025 claims.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. First day Board of Accounts, the board approved, provided copies of checks written last month, deposits last month, make their reconciliations. Any comments from board? Okay, review annual financial statements for annual report preparation.
That would be bad and it's written.
Okay,
Glad we need everything and kind of difficult to do at this point because we're not going to do that. We may have some more things also to pay. And if it's okay, if it's anything normal and ordinary, I have a resolution that allows me to pay them. And if it's not, I can email you guys if we have anything on. So we're kind of early in the month to have a meeting, call it down to the knot.
old business and open projects. Sewage plant upgrade, Maureen.
I think I've passed on everybody to get that updated model. Excuse me. Apologize. I think that Darren and Andy may have gone through some of this with you at our November 18th meeting, Josh. So I just will a quick recap, the final slides down progress. This permit applications, Norfolk Southern Railroad right-of-way permitting requirements at 3 existing sewer railroad crossings. As part of the CIPP work, if needed, the cost of permit by owner is about $25,000. I think Abby has reached out to you, Pam, when you're shotgun rolling on the permit. I got the copy of the permit. Thank you very much that Darren had requested. The Clinton County Drainage Board requires a county floodplain permit for the project. While the sewer interceptor, the county will check compliance with the 9 conditions listed in the DNR letter of authorization during construction. Received a letter of authorization from DNR that exempts the project from requiring a DNR construction and floodway permit since it's not impacting the floodway levels. We provided that letter to the Clinton County Drainage Board. County floodplain permit was completed by the Drainage Board and signed by the town. Permit fees were waived. The cost was $0 new. No further action is required at that time in terms of what the Drainage Board needs. Clinton County is requiring an encroachment permit for work within the county legal drainage easements. You've received permit approval, permit fees were waived, so the cost of the permit $0. No further action due to that time. Division B, we played, as you know, we held a preliminary design review meeting with the town on November 18th. Darren said it went really well. He was really delighted that it's going well, and he was pleased that he could show up and give us much input. So I think we're, rocking and rolling. Did you feel, Jeff, did you feel good about that? What I just said. Lift stations and design drawings and specs are are in progress for final design. We're still coordinating with school property for the school lift stations. So I think you know that the school superintendent, Levi, reached out to Carrie with a series of questions that Darren answered, but then we also, Darren provided answers to those questions to Carrie, and then we've also set up a call with and Jeff and whoever else needs to be on that call.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if you would need me to go through I think I forwarded those questions and answers to you, Jeff, from
Yeah, I
the
think
school
so.
system, that, I don't know if you want me to go through those or not, but.
I was still help other people.
Yeah. So I mean, I think he conveyed those some good questions for you as well. So Darren answered those questions, but we're getting this follow up as well. I can forward, I don't know, Carrie, if you want to share questions and answers that Darren had or
Does anybody want to know the questions that Levi had, or
just forward.
say, yeah, just
I will.
forward it?
Yeah.
That way, because it's quite lengthy.
Yeah,
It is. It's
It is.
it's kind of- No. Levi had sent out, actually, he contacted me after about a month when he had questions. And I said, if you want to come to the meeting, great. If not, shoot me an email with your questions that you have. So he did. He sent an email, and then I just forwarded that on to, I think, Maureen and then
Yeah.
Darren. And that way he could get answers to him to all of his questions. So
Yes, I will send that to all of you. Yeah, because the questions were lengthy and the
Yeah.
answers were even more lengthy.
correct.
So he was just asking, for example, I'm just looking at really briefly, he was asking about, in essence, the timeline, the proposed dates for the project to begin and end. With this project being done on school property, he's asking for background checks on all
Correct.
of our employees and contractors, which we're fine. Darren works on state prison projects, so he's used to that.
Yeah.
His answer, sure, we can do that.
Mhm.
He asked about a generator. Darren answers those questions, and a lift station sitting behind the transportation lot in a grassy area with no road back to it. So I'll forward all this. I'll forward his questions and Darren's answers. And again, we're having that follow-up meeting in which Jeff is
Tomorrow
included.
afternoon,
Yeah,
right? For
Yeah.
team's meeting.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we sent the invitation to both you, Gary,
I
and
did
Jeff.
get
If
one,
anybody
yeah.
else needs to be on it, forward the
Anybody
invitation.
else? No. Okay.
So Carrie, Jeff, and Darren are having another meeting, follow-up meeting.
They're having a Teams call
With
Levi.
with Levi, the superintendent.
tomorrow at 3:00. Yeah, the superintendent said, yes, he would jump on a call, with Darren and Jeff.
Need anything from me, call.
Okay.
Wastewater treatment plant, the design drawings, the specs are in progress for final design, permitting, to land distributed area being less than 1 acre, the stormwater PPP and the corresponding item construction stormwater general permit are not needed. Erosion control measures will still be included for both. We're in the process of completing the NDOT right-of-way permit for both Division A and Division B. We anticipate submitting that before December 19th. We're in the process of completing the item construction sanitary sewer permit. We're anticipating submitting that also before December 19th. Electric update, design drawings and specs are in progress for final design. And did Darren ask about mission control alarm inputs from you?
Actually, all right, young lady,
Abby.
Abby, reached out to me. Yeah.
Okay, great.
I have a list, I just need to review, make sure I got everything.
Okay, that's great. And also the lagoon sludge removal was part of the conversation that we had with you on November 18th. The design drawings and specs in progress with final design, the lab testing of the lagoon sludge contents. We need that information for sludge removal on land application. So we received results for metals, PCBs, nutrient analysis. Nothing of concern is noted, which is good. There still has to be a fecal coliform test needs to be
I'm
done.
waiting on the accident talk with me.
Okay, good. Yeah, right.
I can tell some of them are just putting skates on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tie a rope to
It's
it.
gonna get cold. Make me say about that. The anticipated activities over the next period, as we have, I've said a couple times now, we're having that meeting tomorrow with the school. We'll submit the remaining permit applications. We'll complete final design before the end of December of 2025. We'll submit the bid authorization to USRD Rural Development before the end of December of 2025. We'll start the bidding phase by the end of January. It's subject to rural development approval, but we don't anticipate any issues. We're planning to open bids on February 28th and close up the loan in April of 2026. I think Tina is coordinating with Darren on the bid advertisement. So I saw an email today between Darren and Tina talking about this. With the anticipated loan closing at the end of April, I would like just to throw this out there. We'd like to have a groundbreaking ceremony for you, maybe in early May. I'll bring this up again in January so we can look at a date in early May. We'll do all the work. So, you don't have to do any of the work in groundbreaking. We put together a program. We invite, whomever you want us to invite. We'll invite Rural Development, we'll invite Oprah, we'll invite the Indiana Bond Bank, we'll invite the local and state elected officials, we'll invite anybody else, the school folks, So it's just a matter of finding a location to have the groundbreaking that. We can do it at the wastewater treatment plant, or we can do it anywhere. It doesn't have to be at the treatment plant if you don't want it there, or we can do it. We put up a little tent, so there's a little bit of shade. Right, but all you really need is like a mound of dirt, so you can have a ceremonial shovel groundbreaking.
There is a pile of dirt back there outside the gate. On the
Okay,
fence.
yeah.
At the end of the thing, which would be places to park there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, so whatever you want us to do.
Unless I use that for there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll circle back with you, in January, at the time and place. But we'll put on the show. And we also, I'll send you a couple of, I don't know if I've sent you our groundbreaking videos before, but they're nice. We've got a guy who does video work and the photography work that you can use. You can use to send out to local media. You can use it to send out to any, if you're trying to housing developers or business prospects. It's just it's just shines a good light on the town. I think that's it. Looking through my emails back and forth with Aaron and Tina and everybody. So I think that's it.
All right. Recovery program funds unrestricted can be used as general funds. Additional unrestricted funds received. CCMG matching grant to refill streets updates or on hold until 2026.
We're done with this year's portion.
Right.
It's next year that they do the fencing
Yeah.
or the COE part of it.
Done the first phase of it.
Yeah.
It'll be next spring, probably. April or mid-May.
Okay.
That everyone's gonna come back and reseal, but not finish it off.
And I think you said that you were getting trained in how to do those PACER ratings. I think that's great.
Yeah.
More work for you.
And Stephen Ray,
He's
yeah,
very
get
good.
here for a couple hours. He
Yeah.
took me through the grading process. Piece of cake after.
It's not rocket science. You just have to go through the work, the effort.
It's even gave me a book, like a picture book that you
Yeah.
can match.
I think the hardest part of CCMG is uploading the information into the application. Because you've got to,
That Stephen Ray and Tim Carson did that for us.
yeah.
All I had to do was fill out, he sent me a spreadsheet. I filled in after I graded it. I sent it back to him and
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
did the rest.
Yeah, that's great.
Fiber pump utility permit update.
I sent you ordinances. I've got extra copies here of that revised ordinance. Anybody get one?
So just for a minute, just hit this on my phone, just so I can, do we need a motion for that, I imagine? Yeah.
I got the original here.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah. Anything that refers to repairs.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah. And I tried to bring it up to date. I added broadband internet, fiber optic, telecommunication. What was already there.
Mhm.
It hadn't been amended since '95, so obviously things changed.
Yeah.
And I increased the amount of fine to $1,500. I did talk to the attorney for Comcast. He said they got a permit from the county. I said, well, the county doesn't control what happens in Michigan now.
Yeah.
He claimed that they said to Jeff Klein said he didn't need a permit.
That was months and months ago,
Yeah,
before we even knew we had an ordinance. But it was also that same time frame. It's like, okay, they're already here and half done.
get them out here. And they are done, right? Everything's out of here.
No, there's still open holes and. Like,
Yeah.
Casey, like Firehawk, called me, asked me if I would email her a letter stating the issues that they've had in this town. I said, absolutely, I will. Anything to get you guys out of here, basically.
Yeah.
And it all centers around USIC. They cannot get the locates done for them to finish work in certain areas. I don't get it. They're horrible. Everybody's complaining about them. So I did fire her an email just back in her time. What's going on? The Indiana's USIC laws aren't like Illinois. There's no bite to the bark in Indiana. They can't make them do anything. So she's trying to change legislation. So I see. So some of the stuff that I sent her, it's kind of give her more info on issues that we've had. Because I even talked to J&J Electric, which is a sub for fiber law. I said, dude, you need to get out of town. You need to fill up holes. He said, Jeff, I wish I could. I can't do anything because USIC won't finish our locates. So we got open holes.
They Comcast or they Firehawk?
It's fiber law.
Okay.
Comcast.
Comcast is done and
I don't know where Comcast is.
he seemed to believe they were done.
Oh, maybe Comcast is.
Okay.
That's been such a zoo on who's working for who in three different fiber companies that. And then one contractor leaves and another contractor takes over for them because they got mad at USIC and they just pull out. But then they hire another sub. That's hard to keep up with. Then you get a whole new set of locates for the same spot. For different sub, but the same company. It gets really confusing. But each time you get a locate, you gotta go relocate or make sure your marks are still there. You clear it off the screen. I just got one, what was Friday. I did another locate. Which was for J&J Electric. I think that was fiber law. Same one I located before. That time, USIC beat me there. First. Maybe they've changed the ways. I don't know.
As far as I know, Comcast is completely out of Michigan now.
Okay. So you want to just let that one go?
Probably not legal. Why would you
I did advise you we were amending the ordinance, so if they come back
Yeah, yeah.
for any new installs,
They know.
apply.
Probably part of that, Rick, is these same companies and subcontractors that have been in town has also been outside of town several miles. They probably contacted the county for those, thinking they're covered for here. But that's just a guess.
So we were doing fiber optic, are we making them get a permit?
I mean, they've been sent, I personally sent the owner of Fiberhawk a copy of the ordinance, before it was revised. Of course, I've not heard anything since then. I can. You want me to pass his email information off to you? Do you want me to push the issue further?
They're not done.
The open holes is concerning this
Yeah.
town here.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's why I explained to him, some of them is not a big deal, there's one of them I'm concerned about, that somebody could drive off in, 'cause it's a large hole, not too far from the street.
Well, there's the
There-
kids
there's an
that
alley.
drive their snowmobiles and it takes one.
Yeah.
I agree, but also it's not worth an injury.
Well, we're falling out, there's some snow up in the
Yeah,
intersection of this with that. But that guy told me, he said, I can't do anything until the locates get done, so they can finish the tie and fill the hole and put the pedestal in. So
They don't have it barricaded or anything?
they had tape around it, but you know how long that lasts.
Yeah.
One I could see if I were Hawk. They just got a small stretch in an alley. Go under two streets at the other end of town. It looks like they would be done from all the locates that's been done and completed. What I just located the other day is like one of the last ones they should have to complete. It's all marked now, even by USIC, so hopefully they get in there the next 10 days. They'll be done. I don't know.
I can email him and just say like, hey, we need payment for your permit fee and we need these holes. Like, we don't care what the status is, the holes cannot stay.
Oh, man, or
Yeah, do something with them, yeah.
And that's fine.
Superintendent Militia stop over and something up there.
Yes. I will send that email.
Everybody got a chance to look at the ordinance? Does that cover what you wanted in it? Jeff, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I told her to email everybody.
Yeah, it looked good, I thought. It's up to year 2025 instead of
2015,
Thanks, Pete.
95, yeah.
So for this process, we need to read it and then we can, if everyone's in agreement, we can.
You can pass it and then it has to be published within 10 days.
Okay.
Hold that up, you see what.
What was the number? The ordinance number?
I don't know what. You just call it a name and I'll fill out the ordinance number.
Uh, oh, do we use ordinance 95.3 and then like 25 or how's that work? Or do we get a whole new number?
25. Something, 25 dash whatever.
Okay.
I have to see where we're at.
So, do I read it first or can I read it, like make a motion to pass it and then read it? Doesn't matter?
You don't have to read it.
I'll make the motion to approve an ordinance amending ordinance number 95-3, regulating installation of utilities.
I second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
All right, here's the one for signature.
Okay. Okay. Stormwater fund and planning project tabled for a month last meeting.
Well, we just kind of need to catch. So Jeff, last month we touched on the stormwater project. And we just kind of wanted to wait till you were here to make an
Yeah.
official decision.
Well, I'll talk to a few people around town. I forgot in my mind, we need to do something with that. Oh,
Question was about the $5 a month for building up a fund.
Yeah,
you know, we spent money, the money of the people of the town. And I think we maybe need to put this off a little bit. Get the resealing done on the street, get the, infiltration on the wastewater system taken care of. That's good, I think we're getting. Everything going on at one time.
my stance was kind of like, I hate to wait because it is a problem for this town and so many people have issues with their crawl spaces, basements. My biggest holdup was the fee, but we don't have to charge people for that. Like we could just do the assessment and we could do nothing for it, or we could keep going with it. So that was kind of my,
Well, we're gonna do something on this and not attach that fee to it. I'll be okay, and I think we feed the people to death.
Okay, if it's okay for me.
Go ahead, yeah.
There are a handful of different issues that,
Yeah.
you know, you can decide on. We presented that proposal to you, and if you could to just get ahead up to accelerate the project and get it done, it's fine. We understand if you want to pause that. I think the next question is, do you want to go after the Okra stormwater planning grant? You've got time to decide that.
Right.
So it would be like summertime of 2026. And you can invite Tina back to speak to that. So, you've gotta, I think you recall that you've got to get one Okra project started on construction before you can go in for another Okra planning grant. So it would be summer. And you could then decide to go forward with this, with applying for an Okra stormwater planning grant. And we would hope that you would hire us, but you'll have to go through, Tina will walk you through whatever that process is. So, and again, you don't have to make a decision on that right now. I think wait till spring and bring Tina back in to ask her if you want to submit that stormwater application. And then the third thing is, the conversation about whether or not you want to set up a stormwater utility. And I will absolutely defer to you and have you talk through that. Set up a stormwater utility, add a fee. So there's like several things that have to be decided if you want.
Sean was gonna get with me as well, talk
Yeah.
about, but there's a couple different ways to do that.
And again, there's no rush other than just thinking down the road, having a plan. Because you will have to, you'll have to put in a little bit of money for the stormwater plan. And then you'll have to put in money if you get through the stormwater plan. And you decide to move forward with the stormwater construction project. I think it's a 10% match and you're eligible for up to like, I think $750,000 in stormwater construction money. So just have that in mind, in terms of planning. Again, no, I don't think you have to make a decision tonight. You just have it in mind. And I think ask Tina to come back to talk about that. You have to have stormwater fee in place for Okra to consider your
I
application.
was getting ready to ask, don't we have? to
Sorry,
have that
yeah.
Yeah,
To even qualify. for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
not just having to do it now and then it'd be like a year down the road. Like if we could just buy months, that way we
yeah,
aren't like, we just jack your rates up and let's
yeah.
add more to them.
In reality, yeah, they're gonna complain. Now or 10 years from now, they're gonna complain.
Yeah, and I think projects, it's easy for me to sit here and say this, projects do get more expensive. And we think it's easier to sell stormwater than it is wastewater, because you can see stormwater, we can't, it's one of the toilet flushes. We don't care, but whatever you decide to want to do, I would just advise, to have a plan in place and consider if you do want to move forward with an Okra planning grant, ask Tina back and give you a timeline of what that needs to be.
I'd be interested in knowing what they would do for our stormwater. We're low here, our water table's high and we have water innovations. Are they really gonna fix it? Or are we just gonna put a Band-Aid on it? And
Well, East Street fixed it. Took care of all the water back there that's good.
right, it stood, but and above ground, the basements, is it really, it's,
Yeah, once you put in tiles and storm drains, they keep down, so.
Mhm.
The other end of town, on the east side where everything's flooding there's no drainage, you can't. The drainage that's there is junk, is plugged or collapsed, and it can't go anywhere.
you know, we don't have standing water, but we have running water across the basement. Always have had.
See,
Kane has.
my basement's the same way, and the floor drain
A
goes
lot of
backwards.
money comes in, a lot of it's because the alley's
You're
really
getting
high.
all the
Our crawl space is always very
In our basement's always wet.
That's why I'm kind of leaning forward, like if we just did the assessment, we have the funds within the town to pay for that, and then we kind of see what that says, and then we decide what to do moving forward. And then the town people aren't adding more money to their bill yet until we can be like, hey, actually, we've done our research. This is why we need to do this, and this is the plan to fix it, instead of like, hey, we're gonna charge you, but we don't really know anything yet.
Yeah, yeah. makes sense.
Again, I would ask Tina to lay out the timeline for you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you have to have a stormwater rate in place to be able to apply for the Lenander grant. And so I just don't know Oak Grove, excuse me, that well. So just Tina will know. And again, I think it's a good idea to go for, a little bit of money, Oak grant, do a plan. We'll see what we can, get a good plan. And then you apply for this money from Oak Grove, they're not gonna give you $750,000 if they don't think that it's gonna have any impact. I mean, these are competitive projects, so
The
your engineer would have to make a case
side
for
of
why,
town,
how.
the county does their job, that would help. County surveyor never came back with the back truck, jet that county tile.
Yeah.
The drainage to the creek, less than 10. That would help a bunch over there, that's, it's not gonna solve the south and southeast corner. And that's where the basement flooding is the worst, is over in there, like my basement. Like Pam says, runs water across it, and I keep the floor drain plugged where it comes in the pool drain. My drain works backwards. Water table to north end is a lot higher than it is at the south end. Much. That don't make sense for what issues we have.
We kind of passed the timeline for, like Darren mentioned, to get the spring 2026. Are we past that time frame to be able to get it? Well, the Commonwealth's assessment of it.
I would have to check, I would have to look at, do you wanna, that would require you to sign a contract with us like tonight. I'm not sure you're ready to do that. And again, I don't wanna push, it's okay, for us not to do it.
I say we find out if we're past that
Yeah.
and see, what Darren has to say at our next meeting.
Yeah.
If he can be here, if not. Yeah,
I can text him and sit and wait for an answer if you want me from it.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we can touch base on it.
yeah, okay.
And we understand your concern about finances right now.
Yeah,
And you should be concerned with the impact of the new state property tax law.
Yeah,
It
we
will
really don't
reduce-
know exactly what that.
It is absolutely going to reduce revenues in towns, and it is going to force cities and towns to increase their fees. It just is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just,
yeah,
it's not. I'm not a big fan of the new property tax law because of the impact that it has on municipalities. It's not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So,
Gotta try to run a fire department with that happening.
yeah, I mean, it's schools, everyone's gonna be impacted. So, I think some communities are thinking, well, the way out of this is to grow. To add more houses, add more community, add more residents, you can bring in more revenue, but I mean,
yeah, we
that's
don't,
a challenge for.
yeah, especially for us, we don't have that.
I mean, I think that's
And there's
houses
not,
for build.
yeah, there's not a property.
And it's not,
It's not, no, we'd have to annex it.
Yeah,
We'd
yeah,
have to Dollar General,
yeah,
but,
yeah.
I mean, they tried to do that for shoots. But at that time, the sewage plant was actually a problem. They were maximum capacity and they could not add on the shoots down here. Off the liquid, but get rid of that. Max limit. Yeah, so that was a problem at that point. So hopefully we'll be not at max capacity after we've done this project. The last project, unfortunately, after we thought we weren't gonna be at max capacity, we changed it. So. Yeah,
Because it wouldn't have been.
Well, and
and it wasn't, it didn't address that. It was talked about it, but it didn't really address it. It's really all about the phosphates. Everything around that one was about the phosphates and why we were adding the safeguard for the phosphates. I mean, the kids should be learning how to watch those now, right?
Put all that in, then.
They're not that-
Yeah,
That could change.
yeah, but there were other issues.
I'm sure.
I said, that quite a bit were addressed.
Yeah.
Fully by the last project.
okay. We'll keep moving.
Okay.
We get, right. Building permits? None?
The one from last month, Angry Donkey. And, did get back with me, they didn't call their right away. I told the Angry Donkey, you gotta file for your own permit, you can probably do it NDOT. If you get approved, you let me know.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. Sewage utility.
System's running well, haven't any real issues. Let y'all know Sean is sitting for his operator license tomorrow, so
Yeah.
hopefully he does well. Yeah, we did a few reviews. Pretty confident he'll be fine. Yeah, I sat in on the meeting in November. I got a couple of things with the bacteria and the list for the farm system that had those taken care of. This well. The samples will be as soon as I can get into the water. I'll get the other.
You're getting in the water?
No, I'm gonna let John do that. It was to collect weed for the company. Yeah, no, that we're doing fine. We're keeping track of what's going on with construction.
You get the stuff for him, I think. There's ice there, but I think it's super thin. So I think I can pull him out in the boat. Like I did last time, it'll just.
It doesn't have to go over as far as I mean, he can grab it.
Yeah.
Park it.
So
Yeah, I'll get the.
unless it gets real cold, the ice gets thick this week. I think it'd be
I had a feeling when we're getting, I mean, it's supposed to be in the 30s.
All right, Marshall.
Wait till the beginning of the year to move on looking for a new marshal? Do we wanna post a job description to Indeed? Well, we've done this 20 times in last
I
year.
know.
I've been with all the marshals you've had since I've been here and the list is gosh.
I mean, we could post and maybe just let them know we're not hiring till the first of the year, just,
Like a lot of the county positions, what they do is say like this listing, like expires on this date. So like it could be for a month, it's out there, and then at
Yeah.
the end of the month, we collect all the resumes and then go from there.
I'm fine with doing that,
Okay,
if that's.
is the same job description okay?
I would
I had the,
say,
that I did for the deputy marshal, just change the name, that it's 2
Okay.
days a week. Yeah, instead of
and that
Monday.
will,
Hey, we're doing regular marshal or deputy?
Well, regular, but when we posted for the deputy, you guys asked me to make changes that it was for 2 days a week
mhm,
instead of 1 day a week. And the hours needed to be at least, I think it's 2 hours per shift at least.
right, I think so.
You know,
I don't need that.
yeah, I'll
You're
get back
fine,
to
you're
it.
fine. You're fine. Yeah, cause it was a minimum, was it a minimum of 6 hours?
Yeah, it
Or
didn't,
we,
yeah, but you guys asked that it be split up to 2 days instead of just saying a minimum of 6 hours a week.
Yeah, and then they were coming in with
Yes.
6 hours.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was really the main change that was on that, so post it like that.
I would say we're fine. Yeah, just, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if we need to explain,
Yeah,
we do.
just like to be as blunt as possible in a job description so that there's less
No, you're good.
confusion. You all right with that, Jeff?
You can get Kirk on the, and one of their 7 down.
That
Shop, we don't want to.
was kind of on my thought of like, is it something we could partner with Kirkland? That there's like some coverage options that we pay them an hourly rate and they cover us for 10 hours a week. I could have a conversation with Brendan, Brett, would that?
Is that a possibility?
Might be,
I mean, before we,
Might get Band-Aid for a while.
I mean, yeah, and it may work out great for them too. I don't know.
Maybe
Maybe we check that first.
I'll talk
before-
to Brendan and see.
they're getting credit for stuff north of here.
I mean, they have,
Hey, what did that?
they do a lot of,
Yeah, and so maybe that would be, I could talk to Brendan, obviously, he would have to talk to the town council.
yeah.
I could go and present that as well,
See what
but just kind of get feelers out there, see what we can. Cause we're both small towns, so let's kind of put,
I'm not opposed to
Yeah.
it, no. I mean,
They seem to get people and.
I know, and they don't, it doesn't seem like they don't have a big turnaround.
no,
They're there to stay.
and so what I've heard about them is because there's so many, it's a very low amount of hours, it's really whatever hours they want, so it's nice, cause it's like. It's not a huge commitment for them, cause a lot of them obviously work a lot of hours anyways, so it's kind of nice that they can. So their town just gives them a budget of hours, their marshal, and then he just fills it out over. His deputies do it, so I'll reach out to Brendan and see
Okay.
what I can find out.
And Jeff Klein.
Okay, as far as the town maintenance side. I kind of switched things over from fall to winter, which. Encountered completely emptying the garage, rearranging the garage and cleaning it out. I did put the police car clear in the back. So I had the 2 trucks up front, so I didn't have to jockey things back and forth every time. Did install the old snow plow in the old truck and serviced it just in case we needed it as a backup. Plowed snow and spread salt 3 times now. Reloaded the truck with salt twice. Burnt the brush pile again. And done a weekly town trash. That's pretty much it for the town side. Wastewater treatment plant maintenance, we've done 5 locates, had a meeting with Commonwealth. Said, well, go, I sent the street grading information, to Tim. I did plow the drive back to the sewage plant twice. I plowed it again the other day because he was having to wait some pretty deep snow on back to the back lift station, so I plowed the whole thing for the back. Get it out of the way for him. Sean did, just so you guys know, Sean, I talked to him Friday. He was checking the north lift station and he had somebody coming out the driveway there, so he kind of got out of the way, and the guy didn't want to leave the driveway, so kind of left the driveway, went to Dollar General till he left, and then the guy come back. I think it was maybe so pleasant with him because he was parking in the driveway and he didn't know who he was. You need signs on your truck that you need to be wearing vests. So Sean didn't exchange words other than acknowledge, okay. So I told Sean, if he has that issue again, call me. I will take care of that person. And in the meantime, either park in your driveway if he wants, which he will hardly walk, or what I did today was, and he was okay with it, I had 2 magnetic signs that says Michigan Town Maintenance that he can stick on his car while he's at that Northwest station.
Yeah,
So
okay. Yeah, he can park over there, can he still?
I told him,
Okay.
The other driveway is yours.
Yeah.
He's fine there.
Hmm.
It's just the ongoing
Okay.
thing there. Also, couple other things discussed, when I was back there Friday, Sean asked if we could get him a new desk chair. It was the one that came over in the yard. Day one is about to fall apart, the wheels are flat. And I had him come in here and try one of these to see if he liked it, because he didn't want one with a headrest, because he's kind of like me. Headrest is not built for certain people.
Yeah.
So if we could get him something like this,
Okay.
he's great with it. And he'd also wanted a dehumidifier, because there's certain times of the year that the humidity gets a little high in the lab, and then it starts growing black and mold.
Okay.
Done with that.
So, sure, yeah. Okay.
You can get that broken, I'm guessing, the dehumidifier.
I'm assuming so. I'll go look for it.
I got the desk chair for the first.
You can get the desk chair without a headrest. The last thing, I've had 3 or 4 complaints about large trash objects sitting in yards, which they've been there for a long time. One's on 4th Street, one's on Ohio Street, one's on South Wabash. They consist of multiple couches, mattresses, car seats, pickup bed liners. We need to do something, because it looks like crap. Since we don't have an ordinance person, my suggestion would be just have Pam send the ordinance violation certified mail. Needs to be removed.
Yeah.
And not burnt, because the one on Ohio Street is notorious for burning furniture in his backyard. That would be the easiest way, and you can confirm that they got it.
Yeah.
I don't know if most of this stuff was setting out before fall
I
cleanup
was gonna
day,
say.
so it wasn't that they
I
set
think
it out.
The mattress,
No, the couch and the top.
The couch behind you guys' house has been sitting there for that.
I don't know, yeah, why they didn't,
Well, we don't have it out on the road.
we never see them out.
They need to come.
I guess so.
Yeah, this is,
tell me that contact on point.
yeah,
I mean, and they'll have to pay on point, but
They think
Whoever.
it's gonna disappear.
you don't know.
very strange. Can you send me, I can give you
I forgot to break
the addresses for the other ones.
Okay.
I'll text you the addresses for all 3 of them. And I'll tell you
Yeah.
what's in the yard, so you can put that on the thing. Had several people complain about those things, especially one on Ohio Street, which is the most visible.
I think it might not be a bad idea to talk to On Point too about giving us like a little one sheet info so that we can send out with the booklets. Because I don't think I don't know how some people still don't realize you can't put other things outside of a trash can, they won't take it.
Correct.
So maybe that would, if I can contact the,
Only problem that will be is that we don't send the booklets in envelopes, other than if you don't have post office box.
okay,
So we.
What, I'm going to provide like a written sheet with like their prices of things, what they're gonna charge for large removal, that, you know, like removal thing.
or at the very least, we could post it on the different Facebook groups.
Yeah,
And that doesn't have to, and put it up at the post office.
Yeah.
we have at different times, and
Okay.
Yeah,
everybody.
Oh.
So,
you know. We'll just try again.
okay. And on any new residents, I do send them the information about what they can put out in the trash and anything like that. They all get a kind of welcome, but
On board thing that I thought of, or a couple weeks ago, On Point caught an electric line. Easton, or worked around the house. One is a new driver, 2 is a different truck. Original driver usually lays over. He clears it, but this guy did. He got a phone call right down there. Homeowner, if you would raise your riser, so they could raise the wire a little higher. Had the issue, but he put it right back down. They haven't torn it down again, but On Point's cautious of it now. Second call that I have had a phone call from Eric calling. there's a AT&T fiber line South Wabash Street that I could almost stand on the ground and touch. When I found it, I talked to the truck driver. I said, "Is this the one you're complaining about?" He said, "Yeah." So I had to stand there holding the line up, holding to get it under it. The only way you can get under it is go clear out in the yard. I don't know how to contact AT&T. I haven't raised a line. I know how to contact Duke to get stuff done, but
Actually, I keep all my text messages, and I have a text message from the guy that when we first came to the area that we contacted him to get set up. So I'll reach out to him.
the last time a fiber line got hit, I just happened to find an AT&T guy in town. I went and talked to him, and he said, "Well, the homeowner will have to file a trouble ticket." I said, "The homeowner didn't tear it down. You're in town. You should just go look at it and make your own trouble ticket, because I know they can." He went and actually put it up and put it back up higher. So that solved that one. This one here, I don't know if it's come loose or something and really sag. I just don't know a contact number for AT&T for a repair.
John and Malik still down there,
Who?
John and Malik. You right here to Franklin, on Clinton Street, across from the library. And there was a phone number on with that back door there.
That AT&T didn't even have Washington Avenue anymore.
Right.
That building, it's going. And the other place is nothing but the computer building. They don't do any line repair or nothing.
We used to rent space in that building, nothing there.
Yeah. All that building there on Clinton Street is nothing but, no, there's all kinds of gadgets that blink lights in it. I don't know if they all are terminals of some sort, but it's nothing to do with line repair or installation or nothing.
Found the guy's number. I'll reach out to him tomorrow and get a number for you to contact.
Okay.
All right.
On that ordinance violation, I was looking at your ordinances on nuisance. They refer to the town marshal sending out the notice, but then the 2020 ordinance talks about a town code enforcement officer. Is that one of your many hats, Jeff?
Don't wear your hats.
Yeah, yeah.
Inside.
Well, either the town marshal or the town code enforcement officer that's authorized to serve notice of nuisance.
Doesn't it also say in there somewhere for whoever they designate?
Something like the in letters.
I'm not seeing it.
Send some, and that because it's people who don't live here and live in houses.
Yeah, I've done that and long ago, community rules said, well,
It's not in this ordinance. I mean, it's at the direction of the town council.
Rewrite that ordinance, so we gotta pull it up and make the town attorney is responsible.
Then when I go to court, then what we're gonna do?
Oh, that's what.
Can't be a witness and an attorney both.
No,
safety truck or anything.
Well, I tried to hit the bed, well, I did hit the bed, I am, that was
If
snow pile.
if you were the town code enforcement officer at one time, you can send a notice.
I would send it, I would try to find somebody at home, but
Serve it. Yeah,
see, I guess you could have Pam have them written up and you serve it.
well, if I can find the book with the policies and stuff.
well, we have a motion to appoint Jeff as the town code enforcement officer.
That takes $34 an hour, right?
Didn't we pay you what we paid Marshall for that?
You did,
Yeah.
we did.
For those hours that you're doing the code
Because
enforcement.
my house is 3 properties that need
Yeah,
attended to.
yeah. I'll make the motion for Jeff Klein to be the code enforcement officer Word.
And then if I have to pick it up in the truck, I'll just drop it off in yours.
I'm waiting to see whether he wants to do that or not.
For now.
Yeah, for temporarily,
These three.
These three, yeah.
Something big
temporary.
pops up.
Okay, I second Jeff to be the code enforcement officer. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
I'll see if I can find the book that, I think I had it printed up, but he was using it.
I got all the keys that we got there.
I got a key to the car, so that's where they should be.
Yeah. Got some additional information. So I can ask right now.
Sure, good for it, Maureen.
So, again, you don't have to make any decision, but I went back and looked at the timeline, that Darren had set out. And the wet weather observance was scheduled for April and May.
Okay.
So we may still have some time. So first we were gonna do some public outreach and some stormwater structure and outfall inspections, and then the wet weather observance in April and May. So I think you've got a little bit more reading on that you can think about that.
Okay,
So you do not have to have a stormwater rate in place to be able to apply for a stormwater planning grant, but you will get, you will get scored 0, on the rate
yeah,
question. So
yeah,
there's many factors that go into scoring.
yeah,
So as I
would
recall,
be in our favor.
yeah, so, you want to get every
Every
that you
point,
can.
yeah.
So to be able to, I just reached out to another grant administrator to ask, he said, you gotta have one in place to be able to get as high a score as you got. So
Yeah.
you can apply, but it just might be,
Yeah,
that's why Tina would be a good person
Yeah.
to talk to about whether you want,
yeah,
whether you want to really take the chance.
yeah. Like I
So
said,
I think this is a good conversation to have again in January.
okay, yeah,
Not that this means anything, but didn't Gary Ladd do a study in the south of the town for stormwater? I'm sure.
I think so. I think as part of the last grant, there was a stormwater.
Do we have what that study was or what it did?
Well, I actually saw some books up there the other day when I was in the town hall.
Part of that was a whole bunch of storm drain pictures with no locations on it. Everybody talked about that. It's like, oh, it's a really great.
Your former council president, I think, had some additional information on that. And Tina provided us some additional information. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think when Gary did the planning study at that time, Oka required you to do a 2 utility planning study, right, Pam? So he had to do wastewater and stormwater.
Right.
And I think that you knew really that wastewater was, your most critical need. So I think, probably the wastewater study was more in depth and more thorough than the stormwater study was. I do recall that provided some of that information to Darren, and Darren reviewed it. It was, I think, somewhat minimal. But we didn't have this conversation again.
yeah, I
Just
just,
to talk about the funding
yeah,
part, like with Tina, I think that would be really helpful.
yeah, invite back in January. to
Everybody
meeting.
do if she can't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some breathing room.
All right, thank you, thank you, Maureen.
I was kind of looking at, and good Kirkland contract with.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's that specific Marshall statute. I don't know.
Okay.
I found it in the case that said that they could detain outside the city limits. It may be a violation of the terms of their employment, but it's not unlawful. Almost everybody in Kirkland is a sworn officer in another jurisdiction anyway. County, Sullivan is a city.
Interested in. Do they not work to
I
separate?
think they could.
Yeah, I mean, if any of them were interested, that would be it's not a ton of hours, so. Okay.
This Brendan would be a good one to,
Ask
Yeah.
and see, okay. Yeah, well,
He would have to approve one of the stuff again.
They're all.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all of them except for him. But yeah, I'll still,
Not
I'll
too
still
much
chat with him.
yet, because it's too dangerous.
Isn't that ironic? He retired after 26 years, and never drew his weapon once, is what I was told. Comes to Kirkland, a week later, shot.
Any comments? Nothing? Okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay.
We pass it over to Jim.
Yeah, we did. And then
Oh,
they
yeah,
gave it to-
We brought you some little, this share in those boxes. I like these because they, all 100% proceeds from this go to, an organization of West Indiana that trans people are safe. Some of that's that.
The train's not.
Reports living.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's some information in that. But
You would sign this.
And I got home and we didn't have.
Like, who signed it?
Somebody kept it, or it was.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Yeah, you need to find it, so you got one? Okay.
Thanks for telling me.
You got
I need to sign this one.
it. This is,
This was, and then, this is just what you know, we've been out with.
am I signing over here
Yeah.
or down below?
When you're signing over there.
Approved by owner?
Yes.
no, they're.
That's great, okay.
I don't have the sign off, yeah. Okay,
So.
like I don't want to put something wrong here.
Staying, what's that?
Today's day. Well,
From some second, visiting. Frank Richard went to the, they played flat there, they bring the ring of her.
Okay, there's.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Back to.
If I have a Merry Christmas.
And we'll work further on that. By the 19th, we have to have. these.
I saw that. Okay, okay, all right, okay. All right, that works. I can't get, if I can't get it to come up and do it all. By your own.
Thank you for it. You said, I'll probably say I'll be good with stuff, but I can always.
Yeah.
What's going on? Well, some shut the video. Yeah.
After the observations.
Not as.
Yeah. And then it's.
Oh, that's really.